PVM is the apple of my eyes tool. It's one of my favorite tools. PVM stands for Power Vision Movie. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 1519 of What You Up To Now. Documenting the journey, sharing my experience, my business experience as I transitioned from the brick and mortar corporate world of businesses to the online world of business. Been involved in over 27 different offline businesses and industries, as well as worked for over a quarter century some of the most amazing corporations on the planet, some of the biggest, most well-known companies on the planet, as in different positions, I guess. I started out right out of college at Procter & Gamble and then moved through the ranks of different organizations and simultaneously ran businesses. Thank you to my father for helping me to get involved in some businesses early on in my corporate career, because that was what he did. He always had businesses on the side and was entrepreneurial and building businesses on the side of his corporate career. He worked for 3M for his entire career. And I joined corporate America in the days when there was no such thing as lifelong employment anymore. That idea had gone away about 30 years prior to me going to college, but was still being taught. I think it's still being taught in college. Go to college, get a good education, get a good job, work there for 25 years and retire. That hasn't been true in my lifetime. It wasn't really true in my dad's lifetime, yet that was what we're still teaching people and telling people, and it's just not so. And that's why you're seeing this huge surge of entrepreneurs and people starting their own businesses. And COVID, to me, just lit a fire under that. It made it, people had to do that in order to survive the pandemic, etc. So I'm not sure that was one of the intentions of it, but it's definitely been one of the positive side effects, is people striking out on their own, understanding what is right for them and isn't right for them, and actually following that much more than in the past. I think it's like this huge awakening that we don't need to do all the things that society was grooming us to think we had to do in the past. We don't have to do our own grocery shopping every other day. We don't have to do a lot of the things that we thought we had to do before. It's created entire industries. Of course, it's destroyed entire industries, but it's created other industries as well, as is always happening in the world around us, right? So our idiom for supersize your business today was the apple of one's eye. Thus, the Honeycrisp apple, my favorite. Pretty much always have some of those in the refrigerator. Otherwise, it means, of course, our special favorite of something. And I tied that into our businesses in terms of how can we be the apple of the people that we serve's eye? How can we be the first one that they think of, the only one that they think of, hopefully, when they need our products or services? How do we do that? And then what are you most proud of about your business, about the business that you're growing and building and supersizing? Because if there isn't something unique and special and different and awesome about your business, what's the point, right? Sometimes just survival's the point, but beyond that, we have to have something that drives us in order for us to want to grow and build and supersize our business, right? There's a big difference between survival and making a positive impact on the world, or changing the world, or making a difference, or creating something awesome, right? There's millions and millions of businesses that are just helping people. They're like jobs, right? They're just enough to help you make a living and get by and cover your cost of, your expenses, but they're not anything that you're so excited about that you just jump out of bed Monday morning, happy Monday, by the way, and run to work because you're so excited to be there. We need to have things like that in our life that drive us, that motivate us, that move us to making a difference in the world. Our annual challenge today was about a tool, one of my favorite tools, PVM, Power Vision Movie. Learned it from Jim Edwards as part of his True Life Success Lessons course. Was part of that first group that went through that course with him. And he recorded and turned into books several of the big lessons and tools that were involved in that book. And one of those is the Power Vision Movie. So in our annual challenge today, which is also on the Sharon Horne-Ellstrom page, or I'm saving all of them in order in Guide 15 on the Get Up and Go private Facebook group page. All you have to do is answer the questions to join that page. And then you can go to Guide 15, and they're all in order. All 80, what's today? Day 87. So all 87 lessons are there, as well as the 10 Get Up and Go challenges, 30 plus day challenges that we did in 2020 and 2021. They're all there. So you can learn and see different examples of different tools that we're talking about as we have rolled the Get Up and Go challenge into this year's annual challenge. And we're covering it specifically for each area and aspect of our life framework. I'm using a 9-part life framework: physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, relationships, contribution, and communication. Because last year in April, I added communication and confidence as core skills that are foundational for everything else that we want in life, right? We have to be able to communicate what we want and bring people in to help us achieve what we want in many instances. And we have to have the confidence to go after what we want, know that we deserve whatever it is that we want. So I added those last year. We'll continue those throughout this year, and then decide if they need to continue after that, or if we've got a solid enough foundation that we can fall back to just the 7: physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, relationships, and contribution. It's just my framework, the framework that I like to use. Learned it 40 years ago, I'd say, from Tony Robbins and Jim Rohn and Napoleon Hill and all the big gurus, have a life framework. I believe that a lot of motivational speakers, a lot of coaches have their own framework that they use depending on what they're coaching you in. There's business frameworks, there's life frameworks, there's health frameworks, whatever area or aspect of your life that you happen to be working on. But I like to have an overarching umbrella framework, which is what the 9 items are for me. These are my legacy lifetime goals. How do I break those down so that I'm always moving toward and making progress toward them? And that's part of what we're doing in this challenge. The annual challenge is every day some little thing. And to make it, I didn't start out with a plan and then I'm like, all right, I have to have some kind of a framework and a frame of reference to use as I'm going through the annual challenge. So each day, for the first 9 months of the year, we're focusing on those 9 areas. And I'm already thinking about what we're going to do the final 3 months of the year. Every day we'll do something different, just a little thing to help move us forward and create what it is that we want in our life. But each of these little things add up to have a huge impact on our life, a much better impact and a much better outcome and results than if we weren't doing anything. If we're just going through our life and, once every 6 months or once a year, we're checking in with our goals and saying, oh, missed that one. Because guess what? I thought about it as part of my New Year's resolutions, and then I never looked at it or thought about it again throughout the year. That's why it's so important to break things down into little bite-sized pieces. And I say the things that we can incorporate into our daily habits, our daily routines, are the things that we automatically will create in our lives. That's why I combine so many things with other things that I'm doing. All right, that's all I've got today. Go out, make it an awesome day. I've got a couple things I've got to catch up on since I was pretty foggy last week with a cold. I'm feeling better today. Not awesome, not 100%, but more like myself. So I'll get back on track. Anything I can help you with, ask. Otherwise, I will be with you tomorrow just to fill you in on what I'm working on. Have a great day.